Hi, how's it going? Hello. How are y'all doing? Where's everybody from? Oh, I'm out. I'm just outside. I'm in Florida, so we have we put a tarp up so we can sit in the shade when it's sunny and sit in the dry when it's raining like crazy. Yeah. I'd love to be in the mountains. That's actually a dream of mine. You mean PA is in Pennsylvania, right? How do you get electricity in the mountains? I think humidity tomorrow they're predicting about 86% because we got like about 3.5 inches of rain today. Yeah, I was actually born in Erie. What part of Florida, southern or northern? Actually, I'm pretty much so I'm on the west coast, about central west coast, just south of Tampa. That's okay. Not worried about them. Will you like better, Pennsylvania or the Carolinas? How's he like? How's he like it down in Florida? I've been here. I've actually been here my whole life, other than like the first 2 months of my life. No, actually hate it. Um, it's. I mean, I guess it's kind of like most stuff these days. I mean, Florida's getting really bad with a lot of people moving here, and we've gotten rid of like what we call old Florida. Um, it's like non-existent now, and the prices are absolutely ridiculous. Especially the town I'm in, housing's still going up in price. It's not falling like everywhere else. So he's in school. Okay. Yeah, I did. I joined the army after 9/11 happened. Yeah, yeah. Everything's losing its. I guess it's but to go with the times, but um, everything's losing that old world charm type thing. Definitely something I miss. I've actually been looking. Not that there's too much for mountain wise there. Um, I've been looking kind of Midwest because there's a lot of still smaller town, you know. But I'm just trying to find property and work stuff out. The locusts always show up to spoil the good crop. Not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, I was looking more Kansas, Nebraska area, possibly Iowa. Too many. Oh, okay. Okay, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, yeah. It's I think the biggest problem for Florida, and it's not. Not saying it's whatever, but like, I'm not trying to get into the politics part of it because I think politics are crappy on both sides, to be honest. But that everybody wants to leave a state because of they don't like how things are, and then they come to a new state and want everything to be like how it just was where they just left, and it just doesn't make sense. The amount of growth there is absolutely ridiculous. I think I don't know how many. I think it's 3 different housing developments in this county alone that they just approved, like almost another 15,000 houses to be built. I mean, it's all on pasture lands, so they're gonna have a rude awakening come the first big storm we get. I've actually looked up in Pennsylvania a little bit, just wondering because since I was born there and all that, and I don't know much about it. And I've seen some decent areas, decent prices. I mean, I can tell you right now, just because we're trying to save money, because it's me and a buddy that want to do this. We literally rent an efficiency just to make it work type thing. But we pay just $1,500 a month in rent alone for a 300 something square foot efficiency. That's how crazy it is in this town. You can rent a bedroom in a shared house, and they're still getting $1,000 a month for that, plus your split of the bills. How's it going, D Gamer? Yeah, prices. Oh, jeez. Yeah. I can tell you when I'm old now. I can tell you back in 1998, rent in this town was about eight to $8.50 for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath place. Okay. Yeah, that's just where I was born. Like I said, I know nothing about it. But yeah, I mean, so I guess just to break it down real quick, I would try to go live every now and then just to get used to talking to a camera. That's not my forte. I started this channel to try to give an outlet for people that have that suffer from mental health issues, because I do. Past traumas, PTSD, and there's just too much negativity, so I'm trying to bring a positive space, and so that's what my actual goal is. Long-term goal is to buy property to where I can create a space where people can go and recover, almost, type thing, without having to feel like they're losing everything, because I know what it's like. People with mental health issues, and also people that get displaced from say like natural disasters and all that, because I pretty much, it's been just under a year. I pretty much lost 95% of everything I owned last year to a hurricane. Goodness, when I was 18, it was 1999. Rent was like $500 and a 1-bedroom up in the, yeah. I'm not, so I'm a year older. I actually graduated in 99. But back then I got, what do you call that? They wasn't held back, but I had to start, what was it, kindergarten, like when I was 6, because my birthday fell right after school started. It's life, right? Curveball after curveball. So it's just like I said, I want to. Sorry, it's. Oh yeah, to rent like a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house here, a cheap one was looking around $3,000. Yeah, good old class of 99. I hate thinking about that. How long ago that was. Mother Nature. Yeah, but we got hit hard. We took 2 direct hits within a few weeks of each other. So the hurricane, I don't know if you guys see much of it on the news or whatever, what happens in Florida when these hurricanes come in, but literally all the news channels literally set up like just a mile that way, set all their cameras up for where it was coming in, literally had them strapped, ratchet strapped and stuff like that to the palm trees to watch the tide come in and everything else. But yeah, it's I've been knocked down twice now in 4 years by hurricanes. Actually, back up north. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's crazy. This economy is nuts. That's why I was saying I was looking like Midwest area. because I don't mind like a fixer-upper or something like that, but been looking between, like I said, actual property, to where, you know, like say like tiny houses could be built, or could put like RV pads or pads for like mobile homes or something like that, to just help people get back onto their feet type thing. I was looking at that, and then I've been looking at like old larger buildings, like say old, like an old school or old commercial building, something like that, to where like you can kind of do one room at a time type thing. So like you know, somebody needs a place, like, you know, almost like Habitat for Humanity, but like as long as you're willing to come help or whatever, like set your place up, and you know, things like that, like then that, and as long as you ain't like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or something like that, you know, you're welcome to stay as long as you need. But it takes a lot of money to get started, and I'm not at that part yet, so. Oh, I don't know nothing about tiny houses. I just know there's a no, that's just trees behind me. Literally, US 301 is right there, and then right across US 301 is Tropicana. So Tropicana orange juice and stuff like that. That's right across from me. If the train comes in, you'll hear them. Yeah, I know. I've seen a lot of like the what do they call them, like a shed where they take the sheds and build them into like tiny homes and different things like that. So that's kind of like an idea. Yes, I do too. Iowa, take a look at some of the stuff in Iowa, some of the houses there. They've got that, they're gorgeous. Like, I mean, they need some love, but like, a lot of nice older, late 1800s, early 1900s stuff there that's still fairly reasonable. I mean, for here, like right here, I live in a bad area, rough area, and me too. Like a house down the street, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, still sells for like almost $300,000. That's to me, that's crazy. And I sold my last house in, what was it, 2021, and I sold my house, which was a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and almost 3,000 square feet, for $240. So that's how crazy the prices have come up since then. Well, hey, you can help if any of these type of topics, or people, like I said, trying to build a positive community for my channel. So if any of that sounds good, like I'm not polished and whatever scripted type of YouTube person, but every little bit helps on YouTube. If I can get that moving, that can help in some ways, you know. So y'all should date. Several houses in the little town I live in, stick to it. Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. I like it until I do like sticking to the original, but I also don't like it being like what do they call it, on the historic registry or whatever, just because of the amount of stuff they do, force you to go through and all that for it. If you want ideas for tiny houses, check out my tiny house playlist. They can be built for 5 to 10 grand, depending on how big you want them. All right, I'll definitely check that. What is it? Wheel Locks World? Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I've had a couple different ideas with that. Like I said, I've seen the shed thing, but that got me thinking too, like the school portables or whatever. Like the temporary classrooms they use and all that. Like I see that you can like pick those up for decent amount of money, and like as big as they are, I mean, like you could either fit a family in one, or you could like turn one into like a little, say maybe like tiny duplex type thing. Just like I said, it's stuff to try to just help people get back on their feet. Dropping your number. Yeah, and I don't think anybody wants to drop their number on YouTube. Hello. Oh, what, the YouTube thing? It's if I'm okay with rambling, I can do it. But like if I sit down and like I come up with my topic and all that, like they tell you, and like, oh, you want to script it out and all that, and then like to me it's like, no, you're trying to turn me into an actor. I can't talk to save my life then. It's not too bad though. I will say the worst part of it would be the lives. Whenever you get doing the live stuff like this, when you get the groups of trolls that like to jump from live to live and just start stuff and all that. Like I don't even know how to get rid of people off of it, so I just let them do their thing and ignore them type deal. But I understand what you're saying. Like I'm not even a camera person. I don't like having I've got very, very few pictures of me type thing. Yeah. Nope, that I understand too. So, and I'm not saying that's for everyone. Holy jeez. How's it going? So, yeah, it would be more for, like I said, people that are kind of like at the very end, like have no more hope left type thing. Like if you're still working and stuff like that, yeah, I don't expect anybody to like up and move to somewhere type thing. I am a veteran. But there is ways of making money, and that's one thing I'd like to be able to help people with also. What's my favorite thing to do? That is honestly a tough question for me, because I don't do much. So I suffer from severe anxiety, depression, severe agoraphobia, and PTSD. So I guess my favorite thing here lately, as corny as it's going to sound, is talking to people. Not that it's actual talking. I'm talking to a camera and reading comments, but that's helping me get kind of back out there a little bit, and telling I've started, but telling my story on my channel has helped kind of lift a lot of weight off your shoulder type thing. But it's not for everyone. It's a very I guess you would say kind of like dark story type thing. I appreciate that. There definitely should be stories. Honestly, Willock, I don't. The service they offer. I mean, you'll see most vets that'll talk about it. Better to just. I mean, I'm trying to like make sure I word things right so YouTube literally doesn't lose their mind type thing, and shut me down. But the help's not there that people think that it really is. Luckily, I was able to find a I'm not gonna say it's not like a mental hospital, but I don't know. Anyways, a group or whatever, but they have they do have a hospital if it's needed, but they also have psychiatrists, therapists, all kinds of people that'll work with you, and it's kind of on a sliding scale. So like if you're very low, like when I first started out with it, it was right after I lost everything type thing, and like it was $2 a visit type thing, but the VA is definitely what it should be. The VA should be better, but it's not. Sorry to hear that part, but is that a good thing or a bad thing now? The PTSD isn't the worst part. The agoraphobia is the worst part for me. I had actually got injured. I worked for the city I lived in. I did drinking water for them for almost 15 years, and I worked at 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. and I woke up the next morning after a shift and I couldn't move type thing, back issues. And long story short on that though, I missed the only doctor's appointment I could get to try to clear me to come back was 2 days after the FMLA, Family Medical Leave Act or whatever, and they went ahead and let me go because of it. And that's kind of where it started going downhill from there. That's all I knew, like, not job wise, that's all I knew, but like all I've known my whole life is just to work hard type thing. And so that happened, and medical wise I was going through a tough spot, and then I went through a divorce because she didn't want to handle she made it all through 3 weeks of me dealing with my tough spot, and called it quits after I had been there and taken care of her and her kids through her MS. But yeah, it's been a rough one. Nice chatting with you too. Sorry for the rambling. That's I'm still getting used to this. But give me 1 second. I need to step over here in my. Yeah, I got that. I couldn't tell what the thing is after talking to. But give me 1 second. My neighbor's trying to ask me something. Any tips for doing a live chat? I'm about to start doing them. Man, I'm not the person to ask, man. Do you have how large of a subscriber base do you have? Yeah, sorry about that. The neighbor was asking if I had heard from the landlord yet. No. Honestly, the last video game I played, I don't even remember the name of it, but it was on Xbox. I literally bought like a used Xbox off of someone because the Army came out with an actual game, so I was kind of like supporting, type thing. But yeah, so that was, I don't even know how many years ago, man. Not many. I'm just starting with YouTube. So the best advice I can give you, because I'm not that far ahead of you, would be to just like they say with the same thing with doing your first video, just go for it type thing. Until you do, you never know. You're gonna get trolls in there. It happens. I know there's ways of blocking them and all that. I haven't even looked into it yet. The way I look at it is, even if they're in there trolling me, that's just adding to the watch time hours type thing. But other than that, just kind of get your, whatever your channel's about out there to people, and then usually, if nobody starts asking anything, I just ask if anybody has any questions or topics they'd like to talk about. And sometimes, I mean, I've had a couple of them where it's went almost 2 hours, and I've had stuff where I've sat here for almost 10 minutes and not a single person comes in. So, oh, do you have a channel also? So what, Wheelock, what is your what's your channel about, or at least going to be about? I know you said you had a playlist for tiny homes.
Can I solve the world's problems on live chat?
Yeah, it'd be great if you could, right? Start small. So instead of the world's problems, try solving the problem of men understanding women. But the world's problems probably are easier.
I have
The only other thing we'll like that I can say on lives is if it's we'll say firearm related, you can't do anything like that.
men understand them.
Yeah. Firearm related, you can't do much of anything with that. Nothing about nothing about drugs. I think it can be talked about like if you had a past with it, and you've got cleaned up and stuff like that. But like I just lit a cigarette, which is the worst thing to ever do, is start smoking. They say that's okay or whatever, as long as you're not almost like trying to make a commercial out of it and preach about it. So I don't know. So I guess I'll find out when it comes that time for them to want to do the partnership thing or whatever, but I've got a long ways for that. Only other thing I can tell you is, if your eyes are as bad as mine, it's hard to read half of this stuff.
Okay, bye. I got school tomorrow.
All right, man. Have a good night.
I do time. Okay. Rocketry, RC, space stuff and more. Don't know how interesting that is so far.
So tiny houses is a huge thing. That's still going right now. I don't know. Like when you say you do you build them, or you're just? I know RC stuff is kind of big right now also, especially if you're into like the RC planes and like helicopters and stuff like that. One thing I can say, if you haven't heard it already, is try to like stick to a niche.
So like tiny house, rocketry, RC.
So I would almost think like the rocketry, RC, and maybe the space stuff would all be able to go together, but I don't know, unless you can find a way to like, hey, I'm into these things, and then like I'm building a tiny home, or I create designs for tiny houses so people can build them. Okay, that's awesome, man.
You can understand.
Oh, jeez.
And start understanding women by not going from point A to point B. Go, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I don't even worry about it anymore. I've had my yeah. Like I said, my last ex started.
I got to go to sleep in 30 minutes, so I gotta go to sleep in like 30 minutes, so I'm back.
Oh, okay. All right. Appreciate that.
You can't take down the secret mathematical equation now. I forgot what I was saying now because I started laughing about that. But let's see if I can. Also have dyslexia, but so that doesn't help any.
But yeah, like sticking to like a niche. If you can roll stuff into another one, they say that that's okay, but you do risk kind of like I wouldn't say exactly losing subscribers, but at least losing watch time. Oh jeez, I don't know about that either, man. I get that AI is helpful in a way, but yeah, I don't know. I think that it'll eventually be just as big of a headache. Maybe that's it. I wonder if AI can even tell us how to figure women out. Oh, that was what I was starting to say too. Yeah, and the whole women thing. My that I don't know something about once I started having problems. She gave it a whole 3 weeks before she left, and then after our divorce, she opened 17 credit cards in my name, maxed them all out, never paid a dime on them, and so that was the start to my downfall type thing. And I didn't know anything about it because I had moved. I had sold my house, I moved, and then I moved again shortly after that to Central Florida for a while. And then they finally caught up to me, and now they all want their money, and I don't have it because right now I'm unable to work. I have really bad back issues and leg issues. I can't walk very far. So yeah, my dream is kind of a hard one to figure out how I'm gonna do it. But even if I have to buy me a little creeper or something like that, like you use for working on cars, I'll slide my ass around to work on things. Yeah, I don't know, man. You see these guys get into some of these questions, and I actually did it the one day, but it was completely off topic, and some of the stuff it tells you, man, I don't know, man. It's scary. Like if it comes true, it's scary, I guess. To think of that it might get to that point is scary, type deal. Yeah, that is. Yeah, you're definitely right on that one. I don't think there's a whole whole lot that they won't be able to do, other than show compassion. So I guess there'll be an influx of for jobs like that. That stuff don't worry you at all, though, man. To think about it. I don't know, man. Just the stuff yeah. Yeah. I think that's the other part. Like the other part with it that I don't care for is like how we were talking earlier. Like then, like that's a world I don't want to live in at all, man. It like I don't mind it, but I don't want it to be like I definitely don't want to be in a big city or something like that when it happens. I don't know. It's bad. It's bad enough that society's making like life to where everybody wants to be almost moving out to the middle of nowhere type thing and trying to become homesteaders again. Do you, Willock, I was gonna ask you, do you have the ability to build it, like, wherever you live or whatever? Would you have the ability to build one of your concepts or one of your designs for a tiny home? I think something like that, especially like how you were saying, like ones like that you can build, like that you can build and all that for like five to 10 grand. I think that would be like, with the way the housing crisis is right now. I think you would have a channel that would take off in like no time at all. If you could like show it being done type thing, because people can look at like say the designing portion of it and everything else, but I think they like the visual of almost like TV. That's awesome, man. Where are you looking to go off grid at? I know it's getting harder and harder to find places that'll even allow it. I know here in Florida they've got a few, but it's still, the restrictions are so ridiculous. Like you can be off grid, but yet you still have to pay to have be connected to the grid, even if you shut the thing off or whatever, even remove the meter from it. They still make you pay into all that crap, for no reason. Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, no, but that's what I was saying. Like, I think Like, I think something like that would definitely, like, even if you just start a regular channel, like whatever, but I think you would definitely, like, the minute you start, like, okay, how maybe show how you design them. I mean, if that's something you're okay with sharing, type thing, or yeah, and then transition that from like you know, say that that's how you're gonna do it, type thing. From start to finish, you're gonna show people how to design, you know, find land, build the tiny home, and then put the systems in place to be off grid and all that. Dude, I think that, like, I follow a lot of homesteading channels just because that's the type of society I would like to live in, type thing. And they have quite good numbers, man, and a lot of them have replaced really good incomes with it. I'm gonna step away for 1 minute if you guys don't mind. I gotta get a drink or I'm gonna start coughing. Yeah, Florida though, they don't want I mean, I guess I kind of understand some of it, you know, maybe do like any theme park does, like make you sign a damn waiver, like if the hurricane wipes you away, that's your own damn problem, type thing. But I think a lot of it has to do with the hurricane codes and craziness like that. I mean, I don't understand the being forced to hook power, you know, hooked to the power grid or whatever, initially hooked to the power grid just to not use it, like just so they can nail you for all that money to run power to, you know, a pole to your location and crap like that. It's not, see, that's the thing though, it's not right. That's what video I was just watching. Man, I wish I could think of the name. What's up, bud? How you doing, Stokes? Do you want your chair closer? Come on, dude. Come on, get her. I know. Come on. One of the stray cats in the neighborhood's here to hang out. It's not rocket science to you, but it is to other people. I mean, somebody like me, like the design part of it, if it has anything to do with the computer, like that's completely out of my wheelhouse, you know. And especially with having like dyslexia, trying to learn, it's hard for me. So for me, like seeing stuff be done hands-on, like I do much better like hands-on and working side by side with somebody and like show me a couple times and I know how to do it, type thing. Yes. You trying to say hi to everybody? You want your fame? You want to be a big YouTube star? I appreciate that, man. If I'm ever lucky enough to get to that point, man, I'll definitely take you up on that. Do you mind if I ask you, like, what age range are you in? I can't, like, I know you got a picture up, but I can't tell what it is on the little screen there. All right, bud. You done knocking the camera in? Oh, don't be starting all this craziness. Get over here. Come on. Get in your chair. There you go. Get up there. I'll pay attention to you. How do you make it, man? Like, I don't. That's the hard part for me, is like any little noise. I completely lose anything. I can read like a whole paragraph and be down to the last 2 words, and like one little noise, I forget everything. And yeah, it's and losing my train of thought all the time. I was worried for a short time that it might be like early Alzheimer's or whatever, but come on, get in your chair. I know you want attention. Come get in your chair. Come sit down. Thank you, sir. Okay, so if I'm reading that right, you're in college now. Okay. Well, I mean, how far are you looking to take like the tiny home thing? Because it seems like the communal living type thing is starting to come back also. So that's like another little idea type thing, and that was kind of like something I was talking about with my buddy, like, and I just talking, and okay, I see what you're saying. Like doing oh man, brain is just not there on us. So like so it'd be the same thing with like tiny houses or whatever, but because being in Florida and seeing what's been going on, I told him whatever we do, I want to do it up off the ground some. And but I was telling him it almost would be cool, like, you put them in, like, say a whatever pattern, hexagon pattern or something like that, and have different ones for different things. Like, one's your bedroom, one can be like a living room, everybody hangs out, one's the other person's bedroom, but then do like a kind of like how they do in the Philippines and all that, where what they call the dirty kitchen, I think is what it's called. It's like that, where they cook outside, but like have like in the middle like a big spot where people can cook. And then the same thing, like take another one and turn it into like just a straight, like, I don't know, I guess you would call it almost like a bathhouse or something like that. But it I got so many ideas, like I don't know how to implement them, and I don't have the money to to how's it going? Back again or heading to bed now?
Stubbs, chill out, dude. I know you want attention, and I'm paying attention to you. Are you hungry? Are you trying to tell me you're hungry? Or are you just mad because I'm talking? So you want attention. Okay, you just want attention. All right. Go ahead, you can get back there.
One of the coolest stray cats I've ever come across is this guy right here, man. He's something else. Oh no, hey, I don't blame him, man. I wouldn't want to listen to me either. But
There's the cat head butt. There's the cat head.
Does he headbutt? Yeah, I guess kind of to get you to pet him or whatever. He's missing his tail. I guess when he was the way it was explained, there was somebody that used to rent here when he was a kitten. There's actually 3 of them that are all related. When he was a kitten, he got run over by a car, so he walks a little weird on his back legs, but like that cat, I'll go out and I try to I'll walk down the street a little bit to try to get my back to quit seizing up and stuff, and if the neighbors don't have his sisters inside the apartment with him, he literally will run out in front of me and like look both ways type thing, like he's making sure that, almost like a guard dog would, like there's nothing that's in the area that's gonna mess with me type thing. And then the minute I catch up to him, then he runs back ahead again, and then the other 2 walk behind, and they're crazy.
I have a feral cat that does.
Yeah. He's not so bad. Now I have a cat inside that, yeah, he'll headbutt you, and he wakes you up in the middle of the night doing that stuff and pawing at you and everything else for attention at 3 or 4 in the morning. But yeah, I think you could, with the knowledge you have in that area, man. I think you could grow a crazy channel with a lot of subscribers. Roblox, I never even heard of that one. He's not too bad about that. His one sister is the hunter. Like, so, like, we've got the 3 of them that we take care of because that previous tenant had just left them or whatever. And then we have, what is it, right now we have 2 stray chickens, 2 stray roosters, and a stray turkey that comes around. And I mean, they're all here somewhere. They stay somewhere around here at night in like the trees and stuff. But like the newest one we got was the second rooster, and it's missing its complete almost has like no beak whatsoever, but he's still able to eat and drink, so I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, I'm a dog person too. So I have two cats because that was something my ex-wife had to have, and then when she decided to move out, she decided she didn't want to deal with them anymore, and her excuse was her new place didn't allow pets, and then she went and got a dog a week later. So, you know, it is what it is. So it wasn't the cat's fault, so I'm not gonna make them suffer and go into a shelter and stuff like that. So, Willock, I don't, you might have answered it up there when you were saying you were wanting to do something off grid. Like what part of the country and all that were you thinking of doing it in? And the only reason I'm asking that is because in Texas, okay. I have a friend in Texas. She keeps trying to get me to move, telling me to move there, but I'm trying to bring my bills down. Like I don't want to be house poor whenever I do move. And she's in Lockhart, and it's not as pricey as here, but like I said, I'd like to bring my bills down. So I was looking a lot in like the Kansas area, Nebraska, stuff like that. I've looked in Texas. I have looked in Texas before, affordability wise, and it's, you know, everything affordability wise for me is real close to the border and all that, which I don't know how good or bad that is. Like I know my room is for YouTube. Okay. You know, I know what they try to tell you on the news and stuff like that, but one news channel says one thing and the other says another. Let me go feed these cats real quick. I'll be right back. Have you decided on an area in Texas? I know, like I said, I know Lockhart, and then I know like there are places everywhere all across the U.S. It depends on what. Street. Yeah, yeah, that's I think the only spot that you can almost pretty much get away with anything, like where they don't really have a whole lot of what would it be, codes and things like that, is what is it? I think is it Nevada or New Mexico, like in the desert, like far away from everything type deal. I know there's that. I forget what Slab City, like the lawless town or whatever. I've seen stuff on that. But it's kind of neat that they've also, I guess it's not so much that it's lawless, as in law enforcement doesn't really go there and leaves them be type thing, but it's kind of neat to see how they've made it all work as like their own little village type thing. Oh yeah, it so that's one where I'm like stuck on it, because when I moved to Central Florida, we were pretty much, you might as well just say, 45 minutes away from anything other than what they called the general store type thing. And as long as you were willing to pay 5 times more than what it was in the grocery store and stuff like that, you could get stuff there. But like literally a can of little SpaghettiOs or whatever was $4.99. Like, it's, you know, they took advantage. Well, yeah, they took advantage of being the only thing there, you know. So like going into town, like almost everybody made it like one of, you know, when it came to the weekend, like it was like one of those day-long trip things. Like when you're in town, you just start here, and do all your different things, and then hit the grocery stores at the end, put all your cold stuff in the coolers, and then head back home type thing. Like I'd like to be, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes I don't, it'd be nice to almost be on the outskirts and still be able to do what you want to do, but that'll never happen with as much as everybody's wanting to grow everything, grow the city so fast. So I gotta ask, are you self-taught on all these things, or is that like stuff you want, some of the stuff like what you went to college for? Yeah. Yeah, the convenience is nice. Like, I get I love the idea of homestead, and then I also remember oh crap, we forgot like the one thing that, like, say the general store didn't have, like, that you needed for a recipe or something like that. And it's like, okay, who wants to make the, you know, at least hour and a half round trip, like, into town just to get, you know, get that item or whatever. And And once you're out that far, none of the, maybe in other states, I know, at least they, like here and in that area, nobody delivered out there other than Amazon type thing. And I know it's better, the further out you can be is better if stuff does go crazy one day. At least you're doing it in a state that allows you to protect yourself. Perfect. So I could learn all this stuff. Excuse for That's cool. Like rocketry, I know nothing about other than geez, I know it was amazing. I think it was middle school. Like I think we did something in science class, like where you built your rocket or whatever, and then got to shoot it off or whatever, and then that was about it. Like I was saying before, for me with computers, if it was something I used like every day at work or whatever, then then I could, you know, I learned how to do it because I was using it all the time. But like trying to teach myself these programs and everything, like I get so mixed up in it, and then when it's like stuff I don't use on a constant basis, it's like I completely forget it and have to like go back to learning it all over again, usually from YouTube videos. Yeah. So you're hey, have you ever thought about designing tiny homes for Mars for good old Mr. Elon Musk or whatever, and his whole race to wanting to head that way? I would like to just have, I mean, other than the reason I stated earlier, I'd like to have property just to, like, get like a little mini excavator and stuff like that, and like build myself a pond and do different things like that. Oh, that's cool. I can draw out, I like scribble out ideas on paper and all that, but trying to figure out like when it comes time to, well, how many 2x4s do you need or whatever, and it's like, I don't know, I just, you know, well, how big's, well, I don't know, I just, so then have to go in and try to figure it all out and learn the spacing. And I did it, like I said, it does interest me. It is interesting to, not that I don't like to learn, it's just that it's very, very hard for me. I'm not 100% sure it's actual dyslexia, because I never had the problem before. But I think it has something to do with the medications I'm on, to help with my mental health. If I just give it a bit. Alright, so you need to put, what is it, play, maybe that's it right there. You got to go play the Mega Millions or whatever it is. It just went up to, I guess nobody won the 1.3. It's going up to 1.7 billion. So you'd be at almost $1 billion after taxes. That's crazy. Somebody's gonna win that for eventually win that for a couple dollars. But it'll most likely, like usual, be somebody that doesn't need the money that'll end up winning it. Or somebody that's gonna just blow it type thing. Like, I'm at a point in life where I don't, you know, I don't need fancy things. Like, I would rather like help as many people as I can than to have some ridiculously fancy car or a house that's so big that you never even walk into half the rooms the entire time you live there. Oh, you get your channel going, and then you can start things like that and do like crowdfunding and all that, and you get it channel big enough. I'm not gonna say you get $1 billion, but I want to start a GoFundMe or Patreon so people can fund my project, so they can do the things I do. Yeah, and you definitely, and with the whole, even just the designing aspect of it, you can create a course teaching people how to do it. See, that's where my like downfall is. I don't really have a skill to sell. Like, I do sell a course. Like, I do online sales through eBay and all that. That's how I stay afloat. With not being able to have being able to work, and yeah. Yeah, GoFundMe, all that really takes, man, is I mean, you could do that right now if you knew the right, like if you had the right reach. So like if you have like know somebody that's like one of these big content creators, or you know, someone famous that's willing to speak about it and put it out there, you could get it to blow up really fast type thing. But I can tell you with not, time goes by. having that GoFundMe is very hard. Like we tried. I did try it. And it was more. I was trying to get help for like our neighborhood type thing. Last year, and I couldn't draw one single person to it type thing. So it kind of like, you know. YouTube video on what? Which part? On how to get your projects funded? I know there's another one. I don't know if it's the actual name, but like it's like crowdfunding and stuff like that. Oh, how to create GoFundMe or Patreon. Yeah, GoFundMe's not, like I said, GoFundMe's not that hard to set up. It's just getting it out there. So unless, you know, I mean, you can share it with like your family, friends, and stuff like that on like social media or whatever. But then if they don't share it to you know, get it out there further, then it doesn't gain any traction. And the hard part for me when I was trying to do the stuff for the neighborhood here, like the majority of almost all my friends on there were in the exact same boat, you know, like were either struggling because of not having power for weeks on end, or they had also lost everything or almost everything. Like I said, I did one, and it was to help our, you know, try to help our street here, because there's a lot of elderly on the street and not a single dollar. And somebody a half a mile away that's house wasn't even affected did one, and they raised like $18,000, and they didn't have any damage at all, but raised $18,000 to help get the tree limbs cut up and disposed of in their yard. You know, it's crazy how it works, man. It's all about having the right connections. You know, I mean, if you think about like even YouTube, if you could get someone like a Mr. Beast, or, you know, one of those guys that's huge on here to back, you know, like believe in what you're doing and be willing to like speak on it type thing, the amount of money you'd get just in the first day type thing would be crazy. Maybe if you ever get it set up, let me know. I'll share it on mine. But I mean, you can see I'm still new. I don't have much of a reach at all on here. And my niche is a hard one to draw people into, because, you know, it talks about the struggles of what people are going through, and people either don't want to really talk about their own struggles, or they're going through something so they don't really want to hear other people's struggles because they don't want to be in a down mood. Yep, that saying is true. all in who you know. That is for sure. I wish I'd have got to know a lot more, I guess, like sport players or something, you know, got into sports a lot more, or hung out with the cool kids in high school. But there's a guy named oh jeez. I don't know if it's, I'm probably gonna say it wrong. Rob the Maritimer or something like that. He's not a huge channel, but he's a very good one to kind of watch on how to kind of help grow your channel and all that, especially like if, you know, when you're in your later years in life. So for people that pretty much are 40 years old or older type thing, he helps a lot, and he goes live. Ooh. I think it's every like Wednesday or something like that. Yeah. But he has a lot of good advice on there type thing. So you currently in Texas now, or is that just where you're wanting to do the off-grid thing at? Yeah, I believe that. And I think a lot of us get stuck in our own heads. I said I was just watching before I decided to go live. I didn't finish it yet. I can't think of the guy's name because I'm not a huge follower of his, but he worked with Dave Ramsey for a while, and now he's doing his own thing on here. And he was kind of like discussing with, he had a guest, they came on, and like she like teaches a lot of people how to like make almost like a side hustle income to help better their lives and all that. And she said, like, you know, she said if she sits down with somebody, like, she can, within so long, she can give you like 5 ideas of something you could do, that you could like make a course of some type and sell it. And she's saying it takes like, it's like the 10%, something about like the 10% or whatever. But like, so it would almost like pertain like how you're saying, like, you know, like how you could teach somebody to do those, like say design a tiny homes or whatever. Like you could create a course and then sell that course and all that. And I guess the big thing, like the way she was talking about, is your, you know, your email list or whatever. Like like your email list is the biggest thing or whatever. So I guess that's one thing to do if you want to start doing or start doing courses or eventually do courses is, oh, excuse me, offer some little tidbit things outside of YouTube that were like, hey, here I got more information over here type thing, but where they can only see it is if they give you their email, and then you just kind of like, whenever you come out with your courses and all that, you mass send it out type thing, and then like a month later mass send it out again, and repeatedly do that, and supposedly there's a lot of money to be made in it. And I never even thought of an email list until I watched that video earlier. I don't have an email list. Like, yeah, I watch it. I watch it too. I don't know. Sometimes I like it, and sometimes I hate seeing the greed that comes with it type thing, you know. I mean, where are you at on, are you wanting to just like make a lot of money to live like a lavish lifestyle, or more to like help people, you know? I think that's one of the things that kind of like I get the whole business aspect of Shark Tank and all that, but it's like I look at people like Cuban and all that, and it's like I can't fathom like the amount of money that could like he could just lose out of his, say, one checking account, that he would never even notice like the amount of people that could help, you know. But because, you know, they always want to be one step above or whatever, everybody's always racing for that, well, I'm number whatever billionaire in the world, and it's just like, it's crazy, man. Like, the way I looked at it was like, they talk about, I was discussing this with somebody, and I had mentioned it in one of my videos, like you see all these ones that want to sell you like their courses and stuff like that on, man, how you can go from nothing to making $100,000 a month on YouTube or whatever. And it's like, I wouldn't know what to do with that. Like to me, I could give 95% of that away every month and still live a nice, comfortable life and be happy. Maybe only give 90% away. That way I have some to pay the taxes with. I just want to live in my tiny house and spread the infinite knowledge. It's not crazy. I mean, I don't think it's crazy. I think today's society is crazy in a lot of ways. Like, we went from the idea of it takes a village, you know, it takes a village to raise a child, and it takes a this, and like, I remember looking back just as my own childhood, like growing up in the 80s and, you know, late 80s and 90s, and like, you know, I couldn't go 4 blocks from my house you know, without every single person knowing who I was, and if I got caught doing something, they was already on the phone like that, you know. And the neighborhood I actually grew up in, like, you could get through the whole neighborhood in the backyard because everybody had a gate that went from their yard to the neighbor's yard. And like now, most people don't even know their neighbor's name after living next to them for years. The most they may do is wave, you know. And it's just like, that's why, like, if I am going to move into a town, I want it to be a smaller town that still has those, like, old style morals and still celebrates, you know, the history of stuff. I will say though, AI can help you a lot. I mean, I'm sure you already know that, but help you a lot with the like the keywords and good thumbnail ideas and stuff like that that supposedly is supposed to help draw people in. But I know they're saying too that YouTube is changing to where it went from more like a how it's been type thing to like people aren't as drawn in anymore to the like the videos that are scripted, like that you can tell are scripted or whatever. Like they almost like just like the back and forth, you know, they feel like the back and forth, you got somebody sitting across from you and you're, you know, it's almost like they're talking to you type thing, and it's just kind of almost like rambling like we've been doing, like I've been doing here with this. And that kind of makes me think that the older generations are getting more on there now for something to do, because everybody's kind of tired of the main in that age range is getting tired of like the mainstream stuff that's all over the television. Huh? Yeah. Go for it. Toss your hat in the ring. I know you said you were at retirement age, but like the old school retirement age or this new school retirement age where people are retiring and they're like late 20s, early 30s type thing? Because I wish I'd have learned that stuff, or not learned it, because it wasn't, I never really been, you know, I never learned anything about investing and money and all that stuff in school. Yeah. Yep. And I don't, like, for me, all these crazy thumbnails that it doesn't draw me in. Like if it looks at, I don't know, to me, if you got to put in, like some of these guys talk about, they think about, like they do a video a week or something like that. The first day they think of and lay out their title, and then day 2 is like the whole, oh, we think of like the thumbnail, and it's like, I don't know, like to me that's just like too much. If you're putting that much effort into it, like I could just watch TV, like if I want that. Like I just want, you know, I want to feel like I'm sitting out on the porch and just shooting the shit, you know, with somebody type thing. I don't want to have to be perfect and all that. Yeah. Yeah, that's another statistic. Being on watching it on the phone is still number one, but the second most watched is on TV now. It's TV is that watching it on your TV is passed up watching it on the computer. So it's definitely taken over. What's wrong, Stubbs? Cats are crazy. Out there. Cat out. He's out there meowing. That was Dalton his sister. Yeah. Yeah, you can. It'll be, I'm sure they're going to eventually come up with it where you can interact more. Like I think you can kind of do it now where I don't know how to do it, and I might not have enough subscribers or whatever, because you got all these little tiers to be able to do more things. But I think it's gonna get to a point where it's almost like a Zoom thing where you can have like so many people up on the screen, like just back and forth. That or they already have it and I haven't seen it yet. Maybe the interacting, I think now that a lot of people are, it's not just for the younger generation anymore, now that some of the older generations are getting involved in creating accounts and stuff like that. I think it's a lot more relatable too, other than just these stupid prank videos or all this fake nonsense. Oh, they do have it? Yeah, like I said, I'm usually only about 10 years behind on technology, so I got a lot of catching up to do now that I am trying to actually get a channel out there. I do want to start a second channel. I don't know what, but I want to, something to where it's not as deep of a topic type based channel. Something a little more lighthearted type thing. But yeah, I saw there's a guy, I definitely can't pronounce it right, but he lives in it's not Appalachia, but it's like, I think it starts with an O or a Q, like mountains or something like that. And like it seems like the majority of his content is just like him sitting on his porch or sitting out on his dock and almost like the grumpy old man just bickering about stuff in life and all that. And he's got a very for what I think is decent. I think he's got like 80,000 subscribers or whatever, and I know I watched one of his videos yesterday. He was on disability from military and everything else, and he's actually been able to come off of it, and he's making like the most money he's ever made just from AdSense or whatever. Like, he doesn't even sell anything. He doesn't have a course or anything like that, because literally it's just I think it's one of those, like, he lives in the middle of nowhere by himself. He's not married. He says he really doesn't see much of his neighbors, so I think it's one of those he just gets on and, okay, I'm still a part of society type thing. I get on here, let everybody hear my gripe for the day, and drink my coffee, and somebody watches it, you know. YouTube can be huge if they ran it like each channel was actually like your own TV channel. Yeah, it'd be a lot easier to navigate too. It's getting harder to understand because I guess they're kind of doing away with the like the they're not completely doing away with it, but the SEO is not what's the biggest thing anymore. Like, they taught, like, usually they know what you watch and stuff like that, so they would recommend these channels to you because that's in the wheelhouse of stuff you watch. And now they kind of, I guess they take your videos and just kind of like toss them out to a little segment, and then if that does well, it goes to another little segment. And so I'm trying to learn all that, but I had started out, you know, with just like the basic information, like people said, you know, come up with an idea and then go on like ChatGPT or one of those things, and they'll help you get the best title search and thumbnail thing, and it I don't see it working personally for me, but like I said, it seems to be a very hard niche to break out in, because it's either, you know, people that are talking about like the stuff that I talk about are you know, they either have barely any views, or they're somebody that was like a big say creator or something like that had a, you know, had some mental health issues, and then next thing you know, like, yeah, they have like 600,000 views on their video in like 2 months type thing. Hey, make that part of the journey right there. Moving from here to, you know, and here I'm designing what I want to do, and then gonna move, find find the land, and here's the move, the downsizing and moving from there. Like everything you're saying, man, like I can lay it all out in my head type thing, and like that would be something I would tune into. Like I would actually hit the little bell notification for it, because I would want to like see what's happening next, you know. Yeah, no, I definitely think you have a good route, you know, for being able to do your channel. I don't know what it just did there. I guess it glitched out. I don't know if can you talk? I can see your comment when I get moved. I'm gonna get serious. Can you just, if you're still there, can you just toss even just anything up real quick because it just said something about reconnected, and it shows like 0 people now. So I don't know if anybody's even there anymore. I don't know if I broke the time limit or. Oh yeah, I would. I definitely would. Yeah, because like I said, everything you're like your story, like it's your story, you know, and it's it's a topic that interests me. The homesteading part is is actually a big say big category or whatever. A lot of people tune into those type of things. So like if you literally started your channel and it's, I wouldn't just like put like in your, the description of your channel, like I design tiny homes and like to do rocketry and this and this. Like I would base, like you could always do 2 channels also. Like you could do the journey, and then you could also do your a hobby channel type thing. But I would like put in there like I'm at that age now where I get to start living living out my dreams, and I want to take you along on the journey from I don't know exactly your full situation, but from living in the city to designing your own tiny home, to finding and purchasing the land, and the stuff that goes along with that, and then the building of the tiny home and the setting up of the different oh geez. See, I always get myself in a brain fog somewhere. The different systems like power and water and septic, or however you're going to do it or whatever. And I'm telling you, look, maybe look into it, man. It's because each one of those things on its own, like there's a guy that shows you or there's multiple people that show you just how to find land alone, and they have a crazy amount of subscribers, and some of them are literally just showing you stuff that's for sale, like, hey, look what I found on Zillow, like is what it almost makes it feel like, but yeah, no, I think you could do very well with that, man. Like, I'm almost jealous. Like, my whole thing is, with my channel, as I started, it started with being at my darkest moment. Here's the struggles and the traumas I've been through, and then I'm trying to, like, transition it into, here's the things I'm trying that are helping me be able to, not let my mental illness affect my life as much as it is, and do that journey. And I would like it to go into, hopefully one day, if I'm lucky enough to, now I can finally get out of Florida and get to here and set something up to like help build like a small community where people can come and that just need to get away and back on their feet type thing. Like, that's my mindset on it, and it's hard for me to see because, like I said, the mental health niche, it's not that it's a bad niche, it's a great niche if you're giving somebody all the answers on how to do this and that. I'm not that I'm not psychiatrist, I'm not a therapist, so I don't have the answers. But my goal is to, like, let's get this community, let's build this community together, and then we can help each other, and we can let each other know, hey, like, I've went through this treatment, or I've been on this medication, or this is what I thought of it, and then that way you have more people you can talk to. But it's like I said, most people are on there to look for immediate answers and not relive it every day. So I'm very, very slow growing when it comes to viewers or subscribers. But I still show up. I still try to do 2 to 3 videos a week, and then, like I say, I jump on here. Like, this is the longest I've been live, I think, now. And I really appreciate it. Like, it's actually been really nice to conversate with somebody, you know, about something other than people coming in and just being silly type thing. And you could also, the other thing you could do, I don't know if they'll let you do it in Texas. I forget where that, I don't know if you've ever seen it. That guy that started his own nation or whatever. And he's like the president of the nation or whatever. It's like a population of, I think, like 1 or 2 people. But then you would have, you could toss president in there also. Yeah. Yep. Chasing dreams, but not whatever, discussing or anything about reality, but what we're really going through. See, like, it says that we got four people in here, so if anybody wants to jump in and talk, we're just talking, because nobody else, if anybody has any questions, comments, topics they want to talk about, we can toss it in. I'm definitely gonna. You did say you already have your channel started, right? I mean, I guess you can. Yeah, I mean, you've got your account, so even if there isn't videos up yet, you can still get subscribers. Like I said, I'll definitely, once this live is over with, I'll definitely subscribe to you, man. Yeah, I don't know. That's why I said I'm to the point, like, I've almost given up on politics altogether. To me, it's such a shit show. It just, like, I think I think if Trump would have came in this time with the same mindset he did the first round and just forgot about all the BS, then it might not have been so bad. But like I don't get me wrong, I was hopeful for him to do that, but I honestly don't feel his first round was that, you know, I don't think he got a fair shake, you know, with all the let's just keep him in court with every whatever that they wanted to come up with. And then you had the other crap, the other one that like I don't even know what was going on there and why they didn't want to, I guess, I guess maybe they just didn't trust in Harris enough to want to push Joe out. But yeah, Trump's just has come back in with a vengeance, and his big head on top of that, and it's just been a complete shit show, in my opinion. Join the independent, yeah. I think there just needs to be a whole new party. I don't even know what the heck it would be called, because you can't call anything these days without offending somebody in some shape or form. And that's like the younger generations think that the presidents can't relate and this and that, and because they're too old. And like I said, that's why I'm ready to move to the middle of kind of almost nowhere. Not too far nowhere, but just be like that guy I was telling you about that has that channel that's doing really well. I just want to sit on my dock, watch the wildlife, and make YouTube videos about bickering about whatever I want to bicker about that day. The other thing that would be good is if we could really get people to completely understand, yeah, that if we quit worrying about this side or that side and join together, then the change would actually happen. Until that, it'll never happen. And that'll never happen because people are too damn brainwashed with it all. Oh, so who are you? Yeah. Who's your pick for your vice president? Because that says a lot too.
Starting to rain again.
I have a question. Are you religious at all? Yeah. I always wonder too if they would like they could toss like a blue collar, get a blue collar guy in there as president, but then have a good vice president that could help them with the business side of it. I think we could change a whole heck of a lot. That, and I'm one that thinks of almost like a flat tax. Like I don't believe that. I don't like that how the rich are getting richer because of the ways they do stuff. But I think when it comes to like the average people that do make it big on their own, I don't see why they should be punished because they created a business and became wealthy from it. I think a straight flat tax would be fair to everyone type thing.
I believe in freedom of religion and practice it as long as you don't try to impose a religion.
Yeah. No, I just was wondering. I am, but I don't. Yeah, I don't. That's the other thing. I don't push it on my channel, which people say I should, be more open about it. But I don't want it to be like I said, I want it to be a place people feel safe to come in when they have these problems. And I don't want them to come in and see religion and go, oh, well, they're going to think whatever of me because of their beliefs and all that. Like it's more than that, Like I don't mind saying that yes, religion has helped me some, but like I'm not gonna say you need to go to church every Sunday. Like that's your free will, I just was wondering because like what we've been talking about and all that, like to me the downfall has been, with all the controlling of everything, and then, they take religion out of everything, and then they started taking your rights away as, say, a parent, and then so like the kids or the schools control the kids, which are controlled by the government and told what to do. It's just, I think all those little things have like put us in the spot we're in now.
Taxes need to be altered and abolished so you only pay for the products and services that are public interest.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a, you know, I'm not fond of our healthcare, I can say that. Because all the years I paid into healthcare and never had to use it, and then getting let go the way I was and this and that, and being in a rough spot, and then pretty much, well, there's nothing we can do for you because you don't have insurance, or because you can't pay all this money. And it's like, I can't work because of what's wrong with me, but then I don't make enough money to qualify for the whatever the I can't think of the word, but like the discounts for the insurance. Like, to me, it's crazy that the affordable health care, I know they called it Obamacare back in the day, that was supposed to be designed for low income and families and people that couldn't afford insurance. And somebody like me that's not even making a poverty wage right now, I literally can barely survive where I'm at. That's the other reason I want to move. They want $726 a month with a $15,000 a year deductible. Like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. I don't see how we're like one of the only first world countries that healthcare is so horrible. And there's literally third world countries that have a better healthcare than we have. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you need to run, man. Gotta get that YouTube channel going. That way you got some get a start of people backing you. Tiny homes are big in the newer generations. They're big on that because they can't afford housing, and they're finding out that they took out all those student loans that they can't afford to pay back because they can't find jobs in those careers. And so they want minimum wage to get raised to some crazy high rate for other jobs, you know. It's I'm telling you, man, you're gonna have a follow-on. I'm actually like, I'm really hoping this is like, I hope to see you do it, man, because I want to see you grow, man. I think you would do awesome. There you go. That would be neat. Boy, that would. It was bad. That gave me like the craziest idea when you put that up there. I think that would be awesome. It couldn't. Yeah, it couldn't be a tiny home, but yeah, definitely a tiny white house. And then turn the White House into like a something for like disabled veterans or something like that. And then I would love to just see all the career politicians like losing their mind over something like that. That would be that that would make life so much worth it just to see that. They definitely need term limits. That's awesome. Heck, you don't even have to design one. I mean, I don't know much of up in that area because I've never really traveled, but heck, even move it out of DC. DC's too expensive, so we're gonna move the White House to a more affordable location, and you can design and rebuild like one of the malls that have just been sitting there wasting away that nobody goes to anymore. No, that'd be cool. I want to go to the new White House though. Can you scale it when you have to scale it down like that? Are you gonna be? Can you still have all the little hidden passageways and all the things they don't like to talk about? It'd be like, what was that game back in the day? Sim City. Become president and turn Washington D.C. into your own personal Sim City. What's your thought on all that craziness they're doing now with the people that are homeless, man? Like, I don't live there, so I don't see 8x16. Yeah, there you go. Like I say, you could do the old mall type thing also, and each of the old stores, like, so the White House could be like one of the bigger stores, like the Sears or the Dillards or whatever that was in there, and then each of the other stores could be the different departments and the Pentagon and things like that. That would be so hilarious. Are you will be able to support the little heat-seeking missile things and the guns up on the roof? Yeah, and then the next big thing, is it a stationary tiny white house, or is it on a trailer to where like Washington D.C. now turns into whatever city you decide to go into that week? I know we're just jaw jacking and all that, but I do want to say I appreciate it, man, because it was a rough morning for me. So this is helping out a lot, man. Just the laughter of it all. But it's not a bad idea either. As screwed up as everything is, why not? That definitely would bring the budget down very fast if the White House was 8 by 16. Wouldn't even need the personal chefs anymore if it's on the trailer, because then you could just pull in through the drive-thrus. If anybody else wants to join in, we're just having some fun, joking around. Shows 4 people are here, so if you'd like to join in, jump in the comments. You gotta make one promise though: if you become president, like you gotta at least get the prices of a hammer lowered from like almost $600 down to like $400. I mean, that's a lot more reasonable, than these $600 hammers they're using. Ooh. Oh man. Definitely gonna have to completely drain the swamp on that one. Create the environment so that everyone can afford a pizza in every tiny house. Yeah. Have to get rid of every politician though that's pretty much out there right now, because I don't know that any of their big heads will fit through the doorways of the tiny home or tiny White House. Yeah.
Yep. I would.
Yeah, I don't even think it. I'm just trying to imagine, even in my head, like if even half the politicians really gave a shit about the people, how much better this world would be.
But
I know it's gonna cut me off here soon, um, but it's 3:30 in the morning here, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my behind to bed before I really mess up tomorrow with everything, because can't stay awake. But man, I really, like I said, I really appreciate the talk, man. It's definitely made my night, man. Yeah. That's the other thing. Politicians should be treated the same way they're treating teachers now, based on merit. So if your city's doing good and you're cleaning things up and actually helping the people, then you get your full salary. If not, then you got problems, type thing. But on that note, man, like I said, I truly I truly appreciate tonight, man. And once I shut this off, I'm gonna jump over and subscribe, man. And I really hope to see your channel take off, man. I really do. But I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that a lot. So, but hey, it was great talking to you. Great halfway meeting you type thing, and maybe one day I'll see you in the tiny White House when I get that invitation, man. But hey, Mr. President, have a good night, man.